Humans have learned, since prehistory, that living in groups provides higher security levels and better chances of survival against the dangers of nature. As time passed, the large villages transformed into prosperous and bustling cities, protected by giant walls. Within these cities, citizens could carry on with their lives without worry. ITY continued to evolve, striving for more civilized and organized societies. However, there were still individuals who preferred a nomadic lifestyle, valuing the freedom to roam from one region to another rather than settling in one specific place. The distant plains of Mongolia served as home to many nomadic tribes who maintained this simple way of life. They survived through wild animal hunting and goat and sheep farming. Since farm animals required constant access to food, the nomads were always in search of new pastures. To accommodate their mobile lifestyle, the Mongols did not construct permanent houses. Instead, they created disassemblable camps that could be transported in wooden wagons, allowing the entire tribe to travel together with their herds to more fertile lands. Life was not easy under these conditions. Families shared tight spaces inside huts known as yurts, which were built with a wooden structure and covered by felt or wool tents. In some cases, larger tribes occupied significant portions of land, creating a prominent presence amid the hills. The tribes were led by tribal chiefs, known as Khans, who made decisions on political and military matters. To aid in their long-distance travels, the nomadic tribes specialized in domesticating wild horses. Despite their stature, Mongolian horses were hardy and capable of running at high speeds, making them a crucial resource in that environment. The wealth of a tribal chief was often measured by the number of horses they possessed. The Mongolian plains were frequently buffeted by strong winds, and the days were consistently cold. Winter brought even harsher living conditions. Additionally, the plains were plagued by groups of thieves and renegades who would attack the flocks to steal animals. They would even invade smaller camps in search of valuables or to kidnap women. The constant need for land for their herds fueled rivalries between the Mongolian tribes, often leading to brutal conflicts. Other nomadic peoples, such as the Tartars, would also launch violent incursions against Mongolian camps. To powerful Chinese kingdoms, the Mongols were viewed as nothing more than savage raiders who targeted caravans and small border villages. They were not seen as a genuine threat. This would lure the enemy into chasing them, only to be met with a sudden counterattack from the Mongol archers. The Mongols were also skilled at using their horses to their advantage, employing tactics such as the feigned retreat to draw their enemies into a vulnerable position. Genghis Khan's campaign to unify the tribes was not an easy task. Many tribes resisted his rule and were put to the sword as a result. However, those who joined him formed a formidable force that marched towards the Chinese cities. China, at the time, was divided among the Tangut, Jin, and Song dynasties. The Tangut dynasty, being closer to Mongolia, was the first target of the Mongols. Although the walled cities posed a challenge for the Mongols, their advantage was time. They surrounded the cities and set up their traditional camps, cutting off the citizens from their food sources. In contrast, the Mongols had their own flocks to sustain them. This made sending soldiers to fight them in the open futile, as the Mongols excelled in riding and hunting skills, making them exceptional knights and archers. Their bows, reinforced with animal horns and tendons, allowed them to shoot arrows with great power and accuracy over long distances. The compact size of their bows also made them easy to handle even during a full-speed gallop. The Mongols strategically kept their distance from their enemies while bombarding them with a rain of deadly arrows. They valued military intelligence highly and were experts in ambushing their opponents. One of their commonly used strategies was to feign retreat, enticing large infantry or heavy cavalry forces to chase them. Then, when the enemy was vulnerable, the Mongols would launch a surprise attack. This combination of superior archery, horsemanship, and tactical prowess allowed the Mongols to become a formidable force that posed a significant threat to the Chinese dynasties. And it involved the worship of various natural and celestial forces. However, they were also open to embracing the religions of the conquered peoples, such as Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity. Genghis Khan recognized the importance of trade and established the Silk Road as a major trade route, connecting the Mongol Empire with distant kingdoms. This brought wealth and prosperity to the empire, as well as cultural exchanges and the spread of knowledge. Meanwhile, in China, the Song dynasty continued to resist the Mongol invasions. With their large army, they put up a strong defense against the Mongols under Genghis Khan. However, The Mongols were relentless and determined, accumulating great wealth and fertile territories from their conquests. By 1218, the Mongols had firmly established their rule over the conquered territories in China. The Chinese, having paid a heavy price for underestimating the Mongols, now had no choice but to collaborate and obey their new rulers. The Mongols saw little value in coins or precious metals and instead focused on trade as a means of prosperity. Genghis Khan sent emissaries to distant kingdoms like Korea, India, and Persia to establish trade routes and expand Mongol influence. However, a diplomatic incident with the Khwarezm Empire in Persia changed the course of history. The Mongol emissaries were accused of being spies and executed by the Khwarezm Empire. This led to a fierce retaliation from the Mongols, with Genghis Khan leading a massive army against the Persians. The cities of Samarkand and Bokhara were besieged and destroyed, resulting in the deaths of millions of people. By 1220, the Khwarezm Empire was completely annihilated, leaving no doubt in the world that the Mongols were a force to be reckoned with. The Mongols had not only learned the benefits of diverse soldiers in their ranks, but also the importance of trade and the power that came with it. The Mongol Empire continued to expand, incorporating people from different ethnicities and cultures into their camps and cities. Mongols, Chinese, and Arabs lived side by side, fostering new connections and cultural exchanges. The Mongols embraced religious tolerance, allowing various beliefs and rituals within their empire. The religion of the Mongols, known as Tengrism, continued to be practiced alongside other religions that were adopted from conquered territories. This open-mindedness and acceptance of different cultures played a significant role in the growth and prosperity of the Mongol Empire, making it one of the greatest empires in history. We can still find remnants of the Mongol Empire's influence in various parts of the world. The impact of their conquests, trade routes, and cultural exchanges can be seen in architecture, language, and even genetic heritage. The Mongols left behind a legacy of both fear and admiration. Their military prowess and strategic genius are still studied and respected today. Their ability to adapt to different cultures and embrace diversity played a significant role in shaping the world we live in. Though the Mongol Empire eventually fell, their influence continues to be felt. The lessons learned from their rise and fall serve as a reminder of the power of unity, adaptability, and the importance of understanding and respecting different cultures. The Mongol Empire was a complex and fascinating period in history, and its impact on the world cannot be understated. As we look back on their achievements and conquests, we can appreciate the rich tapestry of cultures, traditions, and legacies they left behind.